Today we couldn't be more excited about paper clips and pens and ink toner because Office Max and Office Depot supposedly are going to be merging soon. There's reports that they're in talks. Chris, you've had a look at this deal a little bit this morning. Seems like maybe the most obvious deal in M&A world.
Well, it is a marriage made in heaven to the extent that they're both businesses that are really struggling to survive. They're under really heavy fire from the internet. Both of them have astonishingly thin margins, and we're talking around 1%.
Excellent.
So they barely make a living, and they have tremendous overlaps. They have lots of stores that are very close by. And if you look at the potential synergy savings, we could be talking up to $3 billion, which is actually worth more than the combined value of the two companies.
So it's a perfect deal in that sense. Ren, is there any, I mean, you know, this is 2 and 3, I guess. Staples is still number 1, right, as we've got their paper there. We're obviously keeping them number 1. But is there any kind of antitrust question in this case?
Well, there are a couple of things that may be going on. One is the Obama antitrust people tend to be more aggressive than in the past. So they're always looking at these deals much harder. But, you know, number 2 and 3, the public tends to focus on the market players themselves, the size of the market players and their market share. Justice and the FTC don't really focus on that. They now focus more on market dynamics. Is one of these players a maverick? Does one of these players tend to keep prices down? We saw that in the AB InBev Modelo deal. Modelo,
right.
What most concerned Justice, which sued over that deal, was that Modelo is a market maverick in the sense that it keeps prices down in the Justice.
And this industry, obviously, there was Staples tried to buy one of these two. I forget which one, about 15 years ago. And that was before Amazon came along, kind of revolutionized.
Are they really 2 or 3, or are they, is Amazon 1 and then Staples is there and these guys are irrelevant? Hard to say. So it's hard to say what the Justice officials will do about this. But also over you say 15 years ago, a lot has changed in their thinking.
Yeah, of course.
New guidelines. It used to be, looking at market share, looking at very sort of precise metrics. Now it's much more judgmental. It's how do they feel about this thing? How are the different parties in the market treating each other? A lot more flexible.
And then, when we get back to this, so the retail industry has been kind of decimated, all corners of it. We point to this one as, they're sort of lucky to have each other, was sort of the point you made in your flashes as we put them out, is the idea that they actually can merge, and there are all these benefits for it.
Yeah, and I suppose as well, it would be rather churlish of regulators to stand in the way of such a perfect union, especially given that there is so much competition around here. It is hard to see them getting together and all of a sudden becoming sort of a dominant monopolistic force and squeezing.
From a market value perspective, Staples is actually 3 times bigger than them combined, even still, right?
They've all had a massive leap today, including Staples, which has probably added more value than the other two put together.
Yeah, I think there's speculation around a buyout there, but we'll leave it there. We'll keep an eye on this deal when it comes out, and we'll be back with more Breaking Views tomorrow.